Today was a towering day for justice. As we saw, GHISLAINE Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the crimes she committed against these survivors and so many others.
There are other people that should be held accountable. I can't talk a whole lot about that, but I don't think that this is over. If it's over from a criminal perspective, it's not over from a civil perspective. So we will keep pushing forward until the whole range of people are known, what they did and what they didn't do. If the government prosecutes them, that'll be great.
Our client, GHISLAINE Maxwell, has been vilified, pilloried, and it left little room for her to be treated fairly, because even before she stepped forward into this courthouse, she was being tried and convicted in the court of public opinion. GHISLAINE will appeal this case, and we are confident that she will prevail on appeal. We all know that the person who should have been sentenced today escaped accountability, avoided his victims, avoided absorbing their pain, and receiving the punishment he truly deserved. Clever and cunning to the end, Jeffrey Epstein left GHISLAINE Maxwell holding the whole bag.
May this sentence demonstrate that it is never too late for the truth to come out and never too late for there to be accountability. If you're someone who's experienced abuse or exploitation and did not feel safe to report those crimes, or were not believed when you did, or were told that the perpetrators would not be held accountable, this is for you. There's still a lot of work to be done on this issue, but in this fight we need to celebrate the victories, and today this is a big victory. Her statement felt like a very hollow apology to me. She did not take responsibility for the crimes that she committed, and it felt like once more her trying to do something to benefit her, and not at all about the harm that she had caused.
It's Jay Coffee on the vid, back with another video, some news for you guys. One day after what we saw go down yesterday in Texas, a truck stacked with bodies, just turns up, is all over the news. Just disturbing and scary-ish going down. We're reminded of these evil demon body snatchers that operate in and out of this country, literally trafficking, HUMANS. It's terrifying. And we were breaking it down on the live stream, you know what I mean? And we were kind of discussing, and I urge everyone to please get into the comments, how so often the media is selective with a lot of this news. There's at times we'll see independent journalists who aren't tied to different networks and stuff like that try to dig in more, because if you look at the networks and what company is a conglomerate of this company and that company, as we were talking about yesterday, and following it up the chain, you see who's tied to who, what's tied to what. It's a whole lot to break down. It's a lot on the psyche. But with these independent journalists, will do digging, and often they're not able to obtain or convey to the public a lot of the information. Different authorities, the feds and ish, get involved in the cases, and it's wild, as we were pointing out yesterday, in this scary world of the body snatchers and a lot of other very sick crimes that go down. You never know who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, who's a double agent. And here we are today, one day after all this, and it's sentencing day for Epstein's right-hand woman, right-hand man, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And she gets hit with 20 years. Comment and let me know what you guys think about that sentencing. We heard in that clip I played for you guys, some accusers, victims, I should say. We're not going to call them accusers. We know damn right they were victims of these evil demons, speaking out and urging others to come forward, saying don't let these sick creeps have power over you by staying silent. We heard a statement that was kind of interesting there from the prosecutor. Let me know what you guys thought about that, where he said this isn't over. Yes, he spoke of civil suits and, finances and whatnot, like trying to collect money from these wicked demons, as restitution or whatever. But he said he couldn't really get into it, but you heard him say that, there's more people involved, and hopefully that will all be uncovered, and the government will, and the feds or whoever will prosecute them. What did everyone take from that comment? We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. But here we are. The victims that did speak out seem to be happy. Regardless, this piece of garbage is going to prison for 20 years. And I'm glad that the victims can, feel a little bit better about that. But a lot of people are just pointing out and saying, what the fuck's going on here? The prosecutors wanted 30 years. Why did the judge, 20 years is 20 years, but still, why did the judge do Maxwell any favors at all? For being involved in such a sick, disturbing crime where, they painted the picture and laid it all out there and said this woman was instrumental in this sick, demonic operation that was going on. As we see, the other demon, that we're speaking of, had properties in and outside of the country. And, this demon that just got hit with 20 years was instrumental in keeping that operation going on. Why would the judge not go with the full 30? What was the reasoning behind that? And then we hear Demon Maxwell's attorney, trying to paint this picture for the appeal and cry and whine about, because the other demon, isn't here. They left her holding the ball or whatever, like Maxwell is some kind of scapegoat or whatever. And Maxwell was trying to make it out like she was a victim and, this guy was a master manipulator or whatever. Listen, you knew what you were doing, you sick creep. As you heard one of the victims point out, that statement was hollow, not, void of any human emotion. She was not taking responsibility for her sick actions. And that's what demons do. They're pure evil. It's good versus evil out here. But what does everyone think? Why did the judge not go with that full 30? I'm, very curious to know everyone's thoughts on this. Oftentimes, and again, everyone, please get into the comments. I want to hear from everyone. That's the idea behind this channel. If you're new over here, we talk a lot of different topics, music, sports, news, all kinds of other stuff. And on live streams, I urge individuals to call in. Oftentimes, certain stories I'll cover a little bit. People will comment and want to, share certain info with me, and I'm like, hey, hit them live streams. Like, we'll open up the lines. Let's talk, because often people are like, Coffee, why don't you dive into this stuff more? And to be quite honest with you, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is it's just so damn disturbing. Okay, but I do want to try to get more of this out there and expose these evil demons, and really what's going on here. So again, comment, please subscribe. But a lot of people are just taking notice and saying, we got people still locked up for weed when weed is damn near legal across the country to a degree. For the most part, it's not everywhere, but for the most part, you still got people trying to roll back these crazy, marijuana sentences and cocaine and other drugs like that. And then you got this sick demon who not just took part in this, but took part in this disgusting-ish for a decade, for 10 years, and is still got the audacity to try to play victim. And the attorney talking about, they were being judged before the case even started because the other demon, is gone. To top it all off, also, this is not something I am positive of, but, there's some reports emerging that Maxwell may indeed be doing her time at a low security federal camp. They're actually stating that it is the federal facility that Orange is the New Black was based on or inspired by. So I don't know, you know, you hear that and you're just like, wow, that's fucked up. And you know, I got a question too, obviously, as I share with everyone. You know, I've never been to prison or anything like that, but we know in prison we often hear stories of people getting dealt with. Actually, as we just saw in the, you know, Nipsey Hussle update today in the Eric Holder murder trial, someone went upside his head and he couldn't even make it to court. Does that kind of stuff happen in women's facilities? I'm curious to know. But that about wraps this video up, guys. Again, thank you for watching. This is Jay Coffee Talk. Please hit them comments. Don't hold back. Please leave up links to pertinent info and everything like that. Once again, tune into those live streams. You know, for those, as I stated, a lot of people, you know, have commented on different videos I've done and, you know, wanted to school me up on some of these demons, what's really going on, what the deal really is. So please get in the comments with all that info. Stay tuned for those live streams. And, you know, what is your thoughts about everything we touched on across the board in this video? Thanks for watching. Be safe. Stay away from the demons. But be aware, there's a lot of evil lurking out there. It's good versus evil out here. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.